Hi, this is Cheryl Gallant, your Conservative Member of Parliament for the beef-friendly riding of Renfrew-Nipissing-Pembroke. Justin Trudeau wants you to eat bugs because he says it will help stop the climate from changing. Some in the elite stream legacy media will claim that it's a conspiracy theory. Those people need to open a dictionary. The definition of a conspiracy theory is claiming without evidence that a group of people have a nefarious agenda and they are keeping that agenda hidden from view. Justin Trudeau isn't hiding his anti-meat agenda. He's open about it. He's proud of it. His government is funding cricket factories. A company called NAC, based in Montreal, received 2 grants worth over $170,000. And Logic, based in Quebec, received 2 grants. Its founder is quoted on their website saying, quote, "What drives me is my desire to be part of the solution to the environmental challenges we face," end quote. Casa Bonita Foods in Scarborough got a grant for $39,000. Prairie Cricket Farms, nearly $80,000. Aspire Food Group, operating a plant in London, Ontario, has managed to get $8.7 million from the Liberals. Trudeau is even doing polling on ways to get Canadians to switch from meat to alternative proteins. Independent news outlet Blacklock's reporter obtained the latest polling report done for the Prime Minister's department. The report is called the Program of Applied Research on Climate Action, Ongoing Survey of Canadians' Climate Change Beliefs, Attitudes, and Behavior over Time. Unsurprisingly, the poll found that Canadians enjoy eating meat. Only 7% of Canadians identify as vegan. This isn't a scandal or an example of corruption. No one has suggested the contracts for cricket factories were done improperly. This is a government by the Liberals making a choice to spend taxpayer dollars in ways that we disagree with. If Trudeau was funding cricket factories and didn't want you to eat bugs, that would actually be a scandal. This isn't even the first time the government has made the link between climate change and the need for people to eat bugs. This should be a normal, boring debate about a policy, but the media scream conspiracy every time someone tries to raise the issue. So, why does the media try so hard to gaslight Canadians into thinking Trudeau doesn't want us to eat bugs to stop the climate from changing? The elitists insist that anything which threatens the climate narrative needs to be suppressed. These journalists know people find the notion of eating bugs disgusting. They know that reaching net zero would require the end of livestock farming. So they're not completely stupid. They realize that if people learn that eating bugs would be the only source of protein in a net zero world, then people might not support their radical anti-carbon agenda. They also think that if the average global temperature increases by more than 0.7% Kelvin, all life on the planet will instantly die. Faced with the choice between taking action to save all of humanity from the evil scourge of climate change or maintain a commitment to honesty and integrity, they chose to play superhero. Others are just anti-conservative leftists who are happy to say or do anything to oppose us. Speaking of conservative-hating journalists, on Sunday, CTV ran a fake news story attacking Pierre Poilievre, our leader of the Conservative Party of Canada. This wasn't a news story we disagreed with, nor was this just a simple mistake or a quote taken out of context. This was fake news. CTV pulled it down and read an on-air retraction the next day. CTV spliced together a video to make it look like Pierre said something he did not. The story was basically a liberal conspiracy theory, and CTV ran with it. Thanks to Justin Trudeau's policy of paying off the media, Canadians are going to be subjected to this kind of fake news constantly until the next election. For the least talented journals, this is an existential crisis. If Conservatives end the subsidies, the lazy and untalented ones will not only lose their jobs, but they will also likely lose their entire careers. Don't shed any tears for them. They'll land at one of the countries or the countless fake charities that the Liberals fund with your money, like Canada 2020, Generation Squeeze, Mothers Matter, or We Charity. But until then, they will do everything they can to prevent a conservative government from happening, even if it means dreaming up conspiracy theories. Speaking of making up conspiracy theories, Liberal ministers were at it again this week during a press conference where the Liberal House leader was issuing her marching orders to the paid-off media. She claimed Conservatives have a hidden agenda. The Heritage Minister went on social media and said the Conservatives' plan to defund the CBC is part of a hidden agenda. Two senior government ministers were out publicly, in one case standing before the press gallery, pushing an unhinged, delusional conspiracy theory. And the only sound you heard from the legacy media was that of crickets. The CBC and the Canadian Press have both run fake news stories against me in the past. One invented a fake fundraiser, and the other tried to pretend a lanyard was a deadly weapon. Both outlets have also accused me of pushing conspiracy theories about crickets, and get this, the Liberals having a hidden agenda. When it comes to the press gallery, if a Conservative says it, it's bad. If a Liberal says it, it's good. It's really that simple. According to one expert, nearly half of most journalists' salaries are now paid for by either government checks or government regulations forcing others to hand over checks. Forget ideology, forget politics. The Liberals are just using good old-fashioned vote buying. When half a person's salary comes from Trudeau being the Prime Minister, then they will do anything to keep him in power. Live from Ottawa, this is Cheryl Gallant.